My name's Andy Tattersall. I'm an information specialist from the University of Sheffield, School of Health and Related Research. So what I do, I do lots of things, but a core part of the job is to explore technologies and the issues relating to these technologies that can help researchers and students communicate their research across the web, and also kind of find new different ways to work, really, that are sort of like very much social media and Web 2.0 based. A good example of where an academic has used technology in the web to engage with their students is perhaps one to look at is Gary Woods from the University of Sheffield, who created a collection of Google Sites and got his students to create Google Sites all about linguistics, and also engaged the students a lot with Twitter. So he empowered the students to use social media, but also giving them the skills to create their own web resources. So that kind of transferability of these kind of skills. I think it's through a combination of things. One is to find champions, people who are doing this on the institution that are doing it well, get them to talk about what they're doing, how it's worked, how it's not worked. Also for people to form kind of peer groups, buddy groups, because it can be quite daunting going in on your own, especially if you're in an area that can cause controversy, such as climate change, religion, politics, things like that. So if you can find a network where people can support themselves, I think that does help. But also look for natural allies that are professionally aligned on the campus, so librarians, people involved in the research office, marketing media staff as well, communications officers. More and more of these institutions are employing these roles. So you see now there's a lot more communication roles, marketing roles. Talk to those, try and pop out for a coffee with them, because it can be an exceptionally valuable way to find out a lot of things that you can do, but also find out what's going on the campus as well. So I think networking is not just social networking, actual physical, real life networking. A good example that I came across was the FutureLearn Web Science course, the MOOC that was run on FutureLearn. So they, as with MOOCs, use a lot of technology, so social media, there's video, text, lots of kind of different formats within there, and they break down these technologies into very, very small chunks, which makes it very easy for the self-directed learner. And by using the technology right, I was impressed by that as a university institution. So I thought if I was someone thinking of doing an undergraduate degree, postgraduate degree, then that institution looked very, very interesting to me. So I think it's by showcasing these kind of technologies, because all too often I see institutions talking the talk but not walking the walk. So by doing this, that we can show the students, especially when students are coming along with a lot of digital skills themselves, they just need that direction. I think I'm a strong believer in that we work in a creative industry, whether people think of it or not. We create knowledge, we create ideas, we impart that knowledge. And the web, social media, and Web 2.0, term that we don't really use anymore, has allowed us to do that. It's allowed us to impart our knowledge, not just to fund holders, to journals, to editors, it's to the general public. If ever you see where people have done their own research, that from a non-research background, they've been able to do this because they've been able to discover what people are doing and network with them. So I think it's great that it opens up what we do to the rest of the world. If you're involved in climate change, if you're involved in health research, it affects all of us. And there are groups out there, charities, or private organisations that will be interested in this, and I think it just gives us a new way of working, because it can be quite dull doing the same things the same way, and it gives you that kind of break, it gives you those kind of communication skills, because quite often academics are just not very good at communicating. So it gives you that kind of confidence to perhaps do things that you wouldn't necessarily do at a conference or at a meeting. I'm not saying it gives you bravado, but I think it just gives you a platform that maybe suits you better.